Hi, Seth David here, and I wanted to share a few things with you, a few thoughts today. First of all, I'm really excited about this actually. Apparently, my QuickBooks blog has actually reached people in the UK. I got a comment in this week on my QuickBooks blog, and it's very flattering, so I want to read it to you, and I want to spend a couple minutes talking about this. But it comes from Tim, who's a QuickBooks trainer, and so this is a QuickBooks trainer talking to me about my QuickBooks blog and the information I provide. And I'd written an entry. I get a lot of emails from people with questions about things having to do with running a business, especially having to do with hiring bookkeepers, which is something we do. I get asked a lot of questions of my colleagues, people that you might think of as my competitors. I just don't look at it that way. The way I look at it, there's plenty to go around. So I'm happy to answer questions. In fact, I'm excited about it. If somebody else wants to go out there and hire bookkeepers and start a bookkeeping service, I think that's great. Because generally speaking, I can be, not generally, specifically speaking, I'm a resource even to those people because they'll come to me for training. And Tim wrote in, I had written an entry, I got a question via email from somebody just like this who has her own bookkeeping service. She's ready to branch out and start her own thing, expand on her own thing by hiring people. And she emailed me a question about it. And I realized after writing the response back to her that the response might be of benefit to other people. So I posted the response in my QuickBooks blog. And I shared an experience of mine that I had, a bad experience I had with a bookkeeper for the sake of illustrating the point that I'm still here. We have trials and tribulations and we go through these things. And Tim writes in, he writes, "Hi, I'm so sorry to hear about the member of staff that went. It sounds like they are pretty short-sighted, and I imagine the clients will come back after a short time getting, quote, cheaper bookkeeping. The real cost, of course, for them will be known in time. I hope you continue to provide such great information for us, as we do appreciate the expertise." This is coming from a QuickBooks trainer. I think that's pretty flattering. And just to give you a little background, you can go to the QuickBooks blog to read the whole entry. It's www.quickbooksnerd.com, and you can read the whole entry. I shared an experience. I had a bookkeeper who, not only turned out to be a disaster from a bookkeeping, she was actually a good bookkeeper, but she was a disaster from the standpoint of being organized and on top of things. And amazingly enough, a couple of the clients went with her, I'm sure because she was much cheaper than what I billed out, for a bookkeeper. So they'll learn their lesson when they go to file their tax return and they get their CPA's bill most likely when the CPA has to fix all the work. So that's just a quick thing about the QuickBooks blog. And again, it's thank you, Tim, for writing that in. I really appreciate it. I'm very flattered by that. And with that, I want to share with you really, I'm going to put a message up on the QuickBooks blog and the Excel blog that explains that this is sponsored by the Nerd Enterprises Learning Center. I offer all these tutorials completely free of charge on the QuickBooksNerd.com, and the other one is the MSExcelGuru.com. And it's completely free of charge. You can go in there and you can read. I have lots of tutorials and then lots of links you can click on to watch the video tutorials, which are my webcasts. And feel free to go in there and have at it. But I also wanted to make you aware that what makes this possible is my Learning Center, which can be found at www.nerdenterprises.com. And in that Learning Center, you can download full-length tutorials, anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours, step-by-step video instructions. It's so easy. You go and you add a class to your cart. Excuse me, the website shoots you an email with a link to download whatever you need in order to access that class. Classes are done in different formats, so some of them are going to be a file you download and you play a video file locally on your computer. Other classes you're going to be given a login, username and password, such that you can go in on the web and watch it. And the beauty of this is you can play it and pause it. It's like having me one-on-one, but you can pause and play it and stop and take notes, practice what you've just learned, and go back to it. And then the most exciting thing is what I'm working on right now is my first full-length interactive tutorial, which will walk you through a section of content and then prompt you to answer questions or to click in the right place in order to accomplish what you've just learned to do. And it will even score you and grade you on how well you've done. Now that's going to be kind of expensive because it takes a lot of work and time to put into this. But I want to invite you to go to my Learning Center right now. Go to www.nerdenterprises.com. As always, wherever I post this video, I'm going to post the link. And check out our Learning Center. We have great QuickBooks classes, great Excel classes. I have a full-length class on Microsoft Outlook that will teach you things you didn't know you could do in Outlook. I can almost guarantee it. It'll teach you how to set up an email account, but it also walks you through a lot of shortcuts and tips and tricks that will help you use Outlook much more effectively than you probably already know how to do. I have testimonials you read in my Learning Center under the QuickBooks and Excel classes from QuickBooks Pro advisors who have years of experience, and they admit to this, and they say that I've been able to teach them techniques that they didn't even know about, and they've been using the program for years. So please, I invite you, help support the QuickBooks and Excel blogs by going to our Learning Center and buying a class right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great day.